Wait, can we talk for a few minutes if that's okay with you?
Yeah, I guess I can make some time.
Perfect. How you been?
It's been good, man. It's been a hectic week here.
Been a week since we talked, right?
And it's been very hectic.
You have anything new that's been going on?
Well, I just got a promotion to CFO. So I know last time we mentioned another person would be in this meeting.
Yeah,
They were actually let go. I'm now in their role. So it's been a lot to onboard onto.
I understand.
But here we are, man.
You know what? I'll just say I'm very disappointed because last time you mentioned that we are gonna go get sushi. And here we are in the office on a rainy day. So listen,
That's
at least I
life,
get to
though.
talk to you.
That's
That's the only thing that matters with me.
100%. It's life.
All right. Well, Drew, does 15 minutes still work for us today?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Perfect. Now, I just want to go over a little bit more of a recap on what we uncovered yesterday. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly don't have too much recollection of our last meeting.
That's all good. I took some
Just because
notes.
there's so much going on.
I know. You're busy. You're busy.
Yeah.
Completely understand. So last time you mentioned that you're spending roughly around $15,000 on fuel and you have 36 fans in your fleet. Is that still correct?
That's accurate.
Right. And you're trying to get these fuel costs down, correct? Awesome. So I just want to check when it comes to the reimbursement process, a little bit more of a recap. You mentioned that you're doing all the reimbursement process and it's been taking you 2 to 3 days at a time. I understand you're very busy, like you just mentioned. So I bet getting rid of that reimbursement process would be a big help for you, correct?
100%, especially with the added responsibilities.
Right.
It's more time that I need.
More time than you need, of course. And what would you say some of the biggest responsibilities for you right now?
Right now, I would say, again, in this new role, it's really like analyzing where we are financially, all the costs from like all our departments.
All your departments.
Like it's like my position now is like from like focusing on specific things to having to focus on the company overall.
The company overall.
So
yeah, I mean, you got a lot on your plate. I totally understand that.
It's a lot of analysis. You got
a lot of analysis.
A lot of heads down on Excel spreadsheets.
That's why you're CFO, because you're really good at doing the finance part.
Exactly.
Of course. So you also mentioned last time that you were using paper receipts, and you mentioned that sometimes they get thrown out, and that takes more of your time, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
So have you done put any implementations in play to help with that, or is everything still the same?
In the last week, we have not put any implementations in place.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to go over that. And you also mentioned, I want to ask you about Lisa. I don't know if you let her go or anything, but
she's who I was referring to.
She is who you're referring to. So you have been taking care of that, but you still don't have any system in place to prevent that fraud, correct?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the other Lisa who was okay.
Lisa was a driver who you said you were getting more receipts from last time we spoke.
Oh,
so that she was paying and getting reimbursed when it may have not been the fuel, just for fuel for the company vehicles.
Yeah, I don't think we've done anything about Lisa yet.
Okay.
Again, I don't think I've monitored any of her receipts in the last week, but no problems have been solved.
Okay, so nothing put in place for that.
Nope.
That's perfectly fine. It's because there's a lot I want to go over. So I just want to show you how we can help you save money and help you expand, like you mentioned the last meeting. You mentioned a bunch of expansion that you're willing to do. Now, I do have a presentation I'd like to go over step by step to show you how we can maximize the profit and help you streamline your business. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds
perfect. Fun. Thank you very much. And thank you again for meeting with me. I really do appreciate it.
Wasn't expecting it, but
I know, but here we are, So have you ever heard about the WEX fuel card before?
Yeah, during their last meeting.
Perfect. So I just want to go over it a little bit more, all right? So this card gives your team real visibility into every fuel transaction. This allows your drivers, my apologies, let me reset. So this allows your drivers to finally get rid of the manual car reimbursements, the paper receipts that you mentioned earlier, and the back and forth with your team.
Yep.
Now, like I mentioned earlier, we save companies 15%. That being said, for your company, we can save you $2,200 a month and $27,000 annually. Now, say you had that $27,000. How do you think your team would put that to use?
Knowing my team, they'd make an extra trip out to the bar, but actually no. More realistically, I think it would just allow us a little bit more flexibility to our like future focused initiatives.
Yeah.
I think we talked about last time how we wanted to increase our fleet.
Of course, yeah.
On one side, and with an increased fleet, we need to increase the workforce.
Yeah.
So I think every dollar we can get into savings will help achieve that goal.
Sure, and yes, I totally understand that because last time you mentioned that you're looking to expand, and the reason I'm here today is because you want to save money and keep on growing, and that's why I want to keep on going on this and how we can help you out. So this card is accepted at 95% of gas stations. And yes, we're working on getting it to 100%. And you get the 5-cent rebate per gallon at every ExxonMobil location, which adds up very fast based on you having those 36 vans in your fleet. Now, it's only $2 a month per active card with zero hidden fees at all.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any questions I can answer for you on this?
I mean, this sounds really great.
Of course.
Like, I know we discussed about this last time.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds very great. I will say, like, over the last week, we also had a few sales reps from a company called Fuelman come in.
Okay.
They actually had a very similar product, and like cars like this also offered rebates, and had a similar cost. So I want to ask, what really differentiates Enterprise and the WEX from competitors?
Drew, that's a good question, a really good question, especially being CFO. You have to explore your options.
Absolutely.
But as we talked about before, we already have this partnership. You said that we've been doing a really good job with you so far. And all it takes, you may go with another company, and that process may take 10, 20 days. When you partner with Enterprise, all it takes is a click of a button, and we can start saving right now. That's where we stand out. And there's also other ways that we stand out, including our eFleets mobile app. Now, we both know gas prices are changing all the time.
Yep.
That's why this app is such a game changer. Now, this allows your employees to find the best price fuel, filter by fuel type, and stay on the route so they can save money and save time.
Yep.
Now, Drew, typically, how are your drivers going about finding the best price for fuel?
I don't think they do. I think it's like very anecdotal.
Right,
it's like,
right.
Let's drive around, but it's also we're not paying for it. So who cares? It's just whatever's more convenient.
Right. They may be trying to find the best food.
Exactly. Whatever's closest to the house, whatever's closest to the best restaurant.
So I understand gas it goes off by just a few cents, but do you think having those extra savings and knowing where your drivers are filling up would help you out? Save money?
I think there's two sides of it. I think like one, the obvious answer is yes.
Of course.
Two is I don't want my drivers to go out of their way to find the lowest cost option.
Yeah.
When it's going to take them extra time to do that. I want them to be on route. It's like in a matter of convenience, right?
Yes,
so
of course.
Like,
of course.
If they're going out of their way to save a few cents, I think that's bad for business.
Sure. You want to hear a great thing, which I actually brought with me? I looked up before this, and there's over 60 plus ExxonMobil locations just in your area for the rebate alone. That being said, when your drivers go in and out of work, they can take advantage of this rebate. So your company is always saving. Now, I just want to go back in on that and show you because GPS, like you're saying, you don't want to go off track. And that's the best part about this because the WEX card, it's only a 4-digit PIN for each driver. So once they pay, it shows exactly where, when, and how they're going about paying. So it gives you way more visibility. Now, I just want to ask you a question. How often are you out in the field seeing day-to-day operations with your employees?
Pretty often.
You are out there pretty often.
I mean, in my last role, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to do it as CFO, but I was just out there. It's important to our company to have our leaders in the field with people at certain times. So
I get it, CFO. It might be a little bit different down the line. That's why this app is so beneficial. Now, you're able to track the miles per gallons, set spending limits, and see real-time alerts so you can catch issues before they become a problem.
Okay. Do employees have to download this on their personal phones?
So the great thing about this is it works as a website. It works on personal phones as well. But so it can be accessed on phones.
I'll just throw this out here.
Yep.
We've seen like a lot of our employees are pretty old school in the way they want to think.
Of course. And
we've tried apps in the past for different things. They're not comfortable with downloading apps for work on their personal devices. They rather keep the separation of church and state for that.
Of course.
So I just don't know how comfortable they'd be with using an app for all these things.
I understand. I completely understand. But the best part about this Enterprise app is we actually have specialists that'll come in, teach your employees how to use the app. Now, do you think that would be beneficial if your employees can use the app to not only save your team time, but to save your team money?
I think they wouldn't be able to use the app without those specialists, but if they learn how to use it and become a little bit more technically aware, I think that would help.
And not only do you have those specialists, you also have me. I'm available 24/7, so I can always help out with that.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
You can always have my word. I'm always up. I just had some coffee before this. I'm gonna have some coffee after this as well.
Get used to the coffee.
Now, I want to go into this. As I mentioned, the who, when, how, like all of those. So this is our invoice statement. Now, when your drivers fill up, you know who is filling up, you know where they're filling up, and you know how much they're filling up. You mentioned earlier it's taking you 2 to 3 days to fill out all of the reimbursements. Now, with this invoice statement, it gets transferred automatically, not only saving you time, but saving you money and all that back and forth with your team, like I mentioned earlier. So do you have any questions on
That
this?
makes sense, and I'm sure you got this question, but how often do you see like errors and stuff happen in these reports? Because obviously any automated system, and I've worked with a bunch in the past, you'll see an error here and there.
Of course.
So how often do you see that with other clients?
Actually, we have never seen an error. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
never
but-
seen an error.
But as you know, like every technical system, an error can come up. So I'm curious if it does come up, even though you've never seen it before, what is the process in place?
The
for
process?
addressing that?
When you say error, what kind of error are you talking about? Are you talking
Like
about
something on the
seeing a-
report is inaccurate, it's missing. There's just, let's just say there's some issue with this report.
Of
It's in
course.
missing.
Well, I have not seen this before. I can go check with others, but we've been around for over 60 plus years.
Mhm.
So we've pretty much seen what to do because we learned what not to do.
Okay.
Great. And now, do you have any other questions I can answer for you?
I will say just the other thing that's come up recently, we've
Okay.
had as you probably can tell, we've had a lot of company changes in the last week.
Yes, I understand
This
that.
includes people from all levels having to leave our firm.
Mhm.
I'm curious, like for people who have these cards and are exited from the company, what measures do you have in place to ensure they're not like selling these cards
Of
and like,
course.
used by other people and like
Yeah.
like
So
they're cheating the system?
I get it. I get it. So I know your employees, I don't know if I mentioned that they get a 4-digit PIN number, but
Mhm.
that can still easily be accessed.
Yeah.
So all it takes is one click of a button for you to go on that eFleets mobile app and cancel it. Just like that.
Okay. Awesome.
It's simple process. And going back to this statement, something seems suspicious,
Yeah.
you know exactly who does it.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yeah, you'll have them here. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, all right, I know you're CFO. You like talking about money.
I do.
Here is what we have here. So why WEX pays off for the HVAC fleets, the 36 fans that we were mentioning earlier.
Mhm.
So if your employees fill up just twice for the 36 fans, and I just did an average, is 28 gallons a tank, which is 2,016 gallons a month, you're saving on that 5 cents rebate, $100.80. Now, we talked about the active card. It's only $2, 36 fans,
Mhm.
that's $72.
Yep.
That being said, you're getting a net rebate savings of $28.80.
Mhm.
So not only are you not paying anything for the card and the eFleets mobile app, you're also getting a little bit of a return on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Do you have any questions up there?
Just like so, just to be clear, there's no like upfront costs.
No upfront
What
costs.
about if I like, as what I mentioned last time, like one of our goals is to increase our workforce as well as our like the amount of vehicles we have.
Of course.
If we need more people and we need additional cards, what's that process look like?
It's a simple process. As I mentioned, we have 24/7 customer service.
Mhm.
So call, we can get an active card to you that day.
Okay.
Simple
Awesome.
process.
Perfect.
Listen, Drew, I know we're getting lower on time. And I just want to ask you, is there anything stopping you from going through with us today?
That's a great question. I would just say in general, we're a very change averse org. So it's like changes like this, the effort to actually implement that, people being receptive to using these cards, people like not putting like, why do we have to do this extra thing? Like my employees saying, oh, look at this new CFO, he's trying to do all this
I get it.
fancy things and ruin what we have going. So I guess that's kind of where my concern lies.
So
My employees reacting to this negatively.
your
Like
employees,
it'll save us money and everything,
Mhm.
but it's just an extra step. It's like, oh, I'm paying for gas, why do I have to put in a pin every time? Things like that.
So going back on that, you mentioned earlier with the concerns with the reimbursement process, your employees having to go through that long stretch, they're paying personally to fill up company
But
vehicles.
that's what they know.
That's what they know, but you also mentioned earlier that it's been really frustrating.
Yeah.
That gets rid of the whole entire process.
You're right.
Drew, we've been partners before. You said we've done a great job. I would love to get this partnership going so we can get you saving right away. You're my best reference.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great.
So yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I just have the contract right here.
Awesome.
If you want to go over it with anyone else that's here,
Awesome.
that's perfect, but I would love to sign this today so we can
So
get going.
what exactly am I committed to by signing this?
You're not committing to anything.
Okay.
Now, it's a $2 per active card. You can cancel whenever you want. As I mentioned before, we've saved companies a lot of money throughout the past. We have a 98 retention rate because companies
Mhm.
see what we can do.
Yep.
And I want to do the same for you.
Awesome.
Great.
And okay, perfect.
Perfect. Drew, Thank you very much. I can't wait
Absolutely.
to do business with
I
you.
look forward to working. Gavin.
Thank you.